company, if you want to sponsor me, that would be totally cool because I'm about to hype up your filters. Hello, welcome. Today I will be reviewing the BERKEY water filter. The reason why I wanted to switch over is because the city I live in chlorinates the water supply so heavily that even the Brita filter that I had was not doing the job. It tasted like I was drinking a swimming pool. So I did my research on the BERK, I looked up reviews, videos, and I thought, hey, I'm gonna try it. We're gonna invest and see how it goes. Now this bad boy right here is the travel size BERKEY. It's 1.5 gallons. It's the smallest one that they offer. I believe the largest one they offer is 6 gallons, so significantly smaller. On the BERKEY website, they claim that the filters can remove up to 200 or more unsafe contaminants. I don't know if you know this, but I'm no scientist, I'm no doctor, I'm not a professional. I haven't done any tests. I have no idea if that's true or not. That's what they claim, so you can take it at face value. I will, however, be talking about what I do know and what I have experienced with this filter. So I paid $249 for this container, and it came with 2 black BERKEY filters. I also purchased the fluoride filters separately, and those were $60. So after tax, the total came to be about $350. I did receive free shipping, so that helped. It was delivered relatively quickly, I think within a week or two within ordering it. The assembly process, however, was another story. I'm gonna take you inside to kind of show you what the filters look like. So you lift this lid here, and here are the 2 black cylinder filters on the top. Here these bad boys are, if you can see those. The white fluoride filters were not nearly as difficult as the black filters to prep. Basically with the white ones, you just run them underwater until they're not murky anymore. So the water goes through the filter and all of the filter residue comes out of it. The black filters, however, are another story. With those, you have to first kind of sand them, clean them down with like a scouring pad. And then on the top of each one, there's like this tiny little hole. So what you're supposed to do is run water. You're supposed to like snug that hole tight up against a faucet. And you're supposed to run water for minutes on end until the outside of the filter starts bubbling with water. Then you know the water has reached and seeped through the filter and it's able to filter out all the water. It took me 2 hours of strenuous frustration in order for that water to seep through the filters. I actually had to do a little hack and take a plastic water bottle, poke a hole through the cap, and put a lot of pressure and squeeze the water through that tiny little hole. So later I went online to see if anyone else was having my problem, and yeah, it's kind of a common thing with the black filters, I guess. Basically, it's hit or miss whether or not you're going to get filters that just easily prep themselves versus ones that take 84 years. However, once I got all the filters prepped, I let the water cycle through at least a couple times before I started actually drinking it. And the first time I drank the water, it did have a plastic taste. Initially, I was a bit concerned because I thought, wow, I paid almost $400 and it tastes like plastic. But after another couple cycles of water running through it, the plastic flavor went away entirely. It's honestly incredibly clean water. It has no taste to it, and that's what I love about it. The filters do have to be replaced just like every other filter. However, they do last significantly longer. The 2 black filters have a life of about 6,000 gallons before you have to replace them. And in this household, we only use about 2 gallons a day. So let's go to the board and do some math. So we've got 2 gallons a day times 365 days a year equals 730 gals. What is that handwriting? I simply do not know.
Then we take 6,000 gals and we divide by 730 gals equals approximately, if we round, 8 years of life. Boom.
Well, that was a little math session that no one really asked for. The black filters will last approximately 8 years, maybe less, maybe more. Most likely not more though. The fluoride filters, however, only last about 1,000 gallons of use. So with 2 gallons a day in this household, that's about 500 days that you have to replace them. I actually don't have to have the fluoride filters, I just prefer to have them. I personally do not want to be consuming significant amounts of fluoride inside my body. But what I am really most excited about with this filter is that I do not taste the chlorine in the water. I don't taste anything gross. Another benefit is that it kind of just looks fancy. Like if you want to be bougie with that bougie water, have the Berk displayed on your counter. Now I want to give a little example of bottled water consumption to compare to the BERKEY. Let's say you buy a 24 pack of plastic bottled water at approximately $5 a pack. And you drink so much that you have to buy it every 2 weeks. So you're spending about $10 a month on bottled water times 12 months a year. That's $120 a year just on plastic bottled water. Even though there is a bigger upfront cost to buying the BERKEY filter, after so many years it's going to pay itself because you're still spending less in the fluoride filters, or even not buying the fluoride filters. You're still spending way less than if you were to buy bottled water year after year after year. Not only that, but it's really good for the environment not to buy plastic bottled water. I am so happy that I converted my roommate to the BERK. She used to be an avid bottled water consumer. She was incredibly picky with the water that she drank. It had to be like Ice Mountain, wouldn't even touch Great Value water. So the fact that she actually will drink and enjoy this water is just a telltale sign that it's good water. Now with the Brita filters, it can be cheaper. However, I always had the problem with still tasting the chlorine. I'm not as familiar with the faucet Brita filters where you hook it up to the actual faucet, but I am familiar with the pitcher filters. This bad boy right here is called a Brita Stream. I paid about $30 for the pitcher itself. And then I bought a 3-pack of the replaceable filters for $16. For me, I had to replace those filters about every 4 months or so. So I paid $16 a year to filter the water. Like I said, it still didn't taste good, so it was kind of a waste anyways. It's undeniable that the Brita filters can be cheaper than buying the fluoride filters in the BERK. I get it. For me, it was just the quality of water wasn't there with the Brita. I would like to touch on just a couple minor inconveniences that I have with the BERK. Nothing too crazy. Number one, because it is stainless steel, it gets really fingerprinty. Just like any other stainless steel appliance, obviously you're gonna get fingerprints on it. I guess it's just a personal thing since I've never been a fan of stainless steel, having to clean all the fingerprints and gross crusty food off of it. But it's normally never this shiny. I cleaned it for the video, you're welcome. The second little inconvenience is that it did not come with a water gauge. You have to purchase that separately. And it's a little frustrating because sometimes I don't really know how much water's left in there. So I have to like lift it up and be like, oh, let's just take a look-see. That can get a little annoying, but still nothing bad. And this is kind of stupid on my part, but because I purchased the smallest one, I feel like I'm constantly refilling it. And at the end of the day, that's okay, but it can get a little tedious. What I like to do is take the cold Brita filter out of the fridge, and the filter that's in here is not good anymore. So basically it's just pouring unfiltered water. Moving on to the next little inconvenience is the fact that it is not cold water. As you can tell, it is sitting out on the counter in the room temperature air. So Brittany and I are constantly using ice to keep our water cold, which is fine. Again, these are very minor inconveniences. If you like room temperature water, this will be perfect for you. But me, I like mine colder than the goddamn Arctic. So overall, I do enjoy the BERKEY water filter. For a lot of people, this would be considered a luxury water filter. And it kind of is. So if you think this would be a good investment for you, save up for it. I think it's worth it. Just beware of the potential hassle of assembling it when it first arrives, because that gave me nightmares. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed this review. Thank you for stopping by. Have a great day and go drink some water. Stay hydrated, folks.